Welcome to Healing Lives. Real stories of recovery through stem cell therapy at Stem Cell Healing Institute.
Our main reason for going was because of my daughter, who has rheumatoid arthritis. And she was the one that was reading quite a bit about stem cells and how they help. And she had been on so many different medications that, and it was depressing for her because even though she was on biologics and pain medications, she still was really not functioning well. And she's now 30 years old, but she's been going through this since she was 18. It started when she was 18, her symptoms. And was just getting progressively worse. And she has 2 young children that she's trying to take care of. And it's been tough for her. So she was really just looking into different types of treatments that, that seemed to be helping people. And stem cells really was what she was most interested in. We started talking about the fact that she was really interested in the stem cell treatment and she felt like it could really help. And that's what kind of started the whole journey was my daughter kind of started things off in that direction because of her issues. Well, we were having telephone conversations with her, just talking to her about, what Madeline needed to do and the blood work and all that, those types of things. And also just going on to your site and looking at different testimonials from people that had different issues. And so then we were just talking to Dr. Z one day, and I just happened to ask her in passing when we were having a conversation. I said, I explained to her that I had been having a lot of issues with my stomach, and I seemed to have a lot of food intolerances. And I asked her about it, and so she asked me to go have some blood work done as well, and so that she could look over some things to determine whether or not she thought it's something that could benefit me. Yeah. And so that's kind of how the conversation got started. And I was the one that was going to be traveling with Madeline for her treatment. Yeah. And so the more we started talking about it, she said, well, I think that if I put the stem cells directly into your liver, because she felt like a lot of the problem was stemming from my liver. And she felt like that could really help with the stomach issues. And so that's how the conversation got started and how I ended up having treatment as well. Dr. Z felt very accessible as far as, being able to speak to her directly, ask questions, get answers. And, with a lot of places, you don't really you're not able to talk to the doctor. And especially when you're talking about going out of the country to do something, it's pretty scary and it's a huge leap of faith. I think that having that access to you all directly to be able to talk and ask questions and get those answers and see that face on the other end that's actually going to be there doing the procedure, I think that's a big deal. Definitely the hardest part is the language barrier, if you don't speak the language, but you were amazing as far as helping us, even something as simple as calling a restaurant to order food and paying for your order. And, it's definitely that part is a challenge, but you also have apps today, the translation apps and things. So you can make it work. And again, you also were amazing as far as helping us. And, It just makes a big difference. That part is a little bit difficult, but we did do a couple things that were a lot of fun. It's always a little scary when you go into something you don't know what you're getting yourself into, but it really was fine. We went into the hospital, and I was put under light sedation to do the bone marrow aspiration, and then you come out and you wake up, and Dr. Z comes in and talks to you to see how you're doing, and my daughter was there with me, and you were there, and we just talked and hung out until it was time for Dr. Z to come back. And then she took me back in again, put me under light sedation again, and did the injections. And then I came out and had to come out from under it. And it was really fine. I mean, it wasn't anything traumatic. I had friendly faces with me, and it was good. It was good. It was a good experience. So I will say, as far as the stomach issues go, after a few weeks, it started getting better to the point where I still have things that I know I can't eat. So, like dairy just really destroys my stomach. But it's better than it was before I left, if that makes sense, because I kind of was getting to the point where even when I was eating the things that I knew should be okay, I was starting to have issues. So it's gotten better. I know that it's a process. Like for me, with all of this being internal, I would imagine that that's something that really would take time. There's a lot that needs to be cleaned up and fixed in there, Yeah. So I didn't go into this feeling like it was going to be an overnight solution. It's different because with my daughter, it's her joints, right? So with her joints, like you were talking about, a couple days after her treatment, she was able to put her fingers, lace them through one another. Yeah. And she had been so swollen before that she couldn't do that. So it was different, for her, her results were much more immediate. The jaw, there were times that it would actually kind of get stuck in place, just kind of lock up. But it is, I still have some clicking and, and some discomfort in there. But again, that could be one of those things. You're constantly using your jaw, it's just constantly going. So I would imagine that that's probably something that would either take time or maybe even possibly more treatments. But I feel like it's gotten a little bit better. Oh, because I think you all are amazing. That's an easy answer.
Thank you.
I just can't stress enough the personal contact, especially, and like I said, especially when you are, for my daughter and I, we were two females traveling out of the country to go somewhere where we didn't speak the language and we didn't know anyone. And so, to do that, it's just Dr. Z really made it pretty amazing. You made it an incredible experience because, it could have gone a different direction. Or if we went somewhere and there wasn't as much one-on-one, and we were just kind of stuck somewhere. And it's just, it for me, that made the experience. And so I just think that, to me, that's worth it.